Hey everyone, my name is Ryan. I did the Bologna program in the winter of 2017, so right now I'm about 2 years out. And so basically my plan with this video is to tell you guys a little bit about the arrival there, a little bit about the classes and the academic system, and then also just about general thoughts and my experiences, what I did and what I liked about it. So first of all, just the program in general, I'm so happy I did it. It was really great. Getting to know a place for 6 months is so different than just like a 6-week program. You really get to know people, you get to know the place, and it's totally different. And I think it's really great that you guys are about to do this. Um, yeah, from this experience, I think honestly the biggest takeaway for me personally was just it was my first time really being 100% independent and by myself, and it was really cool to kind of grow and realize that I can do all of this on my own. You don't have parents in the states that you could drive to. You don't have your friends, so it's kind of a cool growing experience. So I think you'll leave with a lot of change that you'll be happy with in yourself. So I don't want to talk for too long, and I'm gonna try to go a little quick to not waste your guys' time. But the arrival, I think that's something that helps to know about, because for me there wasn't anyone on campus or nearby that had done the program for a couple of years, so I really didn't know what to expect. But basically you're going to get in and you have to do the flights all on your own. But it's not too challenging. You buy a flight to get into Bologna Airport. Actually, I think what I did is I flew into Rome. I traveled for a bit beforehand, and then I went to Bologna. So it doesn't matter how you get there. But they'll have a hotel booked for you, so you'll stay in the hotel, and that's for the first 10 days, if I remember right. And then the orientation is really just like all orientations. It's tons of information is being blasted at you. But once you find the BCSP offices and you get in there, you really don't have to worry about anything after that, because Danielle is there. Danielle is absolutely incredible. She knows literally every single street of Bologna, even the periphery. She knows everything about Bologna. Like, you can ask her the most obscure thing that you need, and she will pinpoint you to the store where you can get it. So she's an incredible resource. She's always there. You can email her or just go in person. So I don't know if you guys know about her yet, but she's an American woman who moved over to Italy. So you won't have the problem of not being able to speak Italian well enough. You can talk to her in English in the beginning. Then she becomes a little bit of a sticker if she wants to talk to you in Italian. But yeah, so you'll learn all this stuff, and I don't think it'll really have any value me going over that stuff. So you'll learn all that stuff and how the program works and how the school stuff works later. But a little bit of overview about the academic system. It's definitely very different from the U.S., and it'll be a little bit challenging to adapt to, specifically to the university system, like Bologna's university. They do school very differently. It's very less like assignment, test based, and more just you get lectured for the semester and then you're tested at the end. So it's more self-directed, and might be kind of hard to adjust to. At least it was for me. But also BCSP has courses that they have in their offices that are much more like adapted to the American system, and that's super helpful. So you have a language class that you take throughout the whole time. Then you can take electives through BCSP. So they'll probably have like an art history or like a food history course, food history culture. So I would definitely recommend taking those classes. You get to be with your cohort, so you get to see your friends, and it's much more of a natural learning system to what you guys will be used to. And I think the requirement then for the university classes, I think you have to take at least one. And maybe there's a credit minimum, but I'm not entirely sure. But you definitely have to take at least one university class. So in terms of finding that, I know right now it's like you probably haven't heard anything, but BCSP really, really helps you out with all of that. In the office, they have tons and tons of binders of the past like 5 years that have a review of every single University of Bologna course that a BCSP student has taken. So if you take a course at the university, afterwards you have to write a review about it. So you can go back and read all those reviews as you're choosing which class you want to take. So it's really, really helpful to see, like, was this professor fair in their grading? Was the material interesting? If you're worried about GPA, for example, because I think we're kind of unlucky at Michigan that our GPA transfers directly from this. Other students in the program, their universities just take credit. So if you're worried about GPA, read those reports, and some will say like, oh, this class was a little bit easier. The professor knows that we're exchange students, so it goes a little bit easier on us. So if you're worried about that, definitely read those reviews. But really, once you get there, they help you out so much. So I wouldn't be worrying about it right now. But that being said, of course, this program, is all about individual growth and experience. Like, you have to find your own living. So it's really a great balance of learning to do stuff on your own and kind of taking that step on your own, and also still having guidance whenever you need it. So just a little bit about Bologna and the whole experience and what I did. I ended up living with two Italian guys. One he was working as a lawyer, so he was somewhat around my age. I think he was like 28. I was 22 or 21. And then the other guy was a student, the same age as me. And I got to know them really, really well. It was awesome. We still stay in touch today. It's 2 years afterwards. I'm assuming we'll probably stay in contact for the rest of our lives. And it was really cool. And that was absolutely crucial to my language developing. Some other people in the program kind of hung out more with just program people, and that's totally fine. It's all about what you're looking for. If you want to get to know Italians better and more local population, you can focus more on that, which is more so what I did. Or you can kind of just hang with the people of the BCSP cohort and get to know them really well, which lots of people did too. I kind of liked having a mix, so I got to know my program members really well, and I also got to know my roommates and other Italians really well. So it's all about what you want to make of it, which is really cool. You're never pressured into doing it a certain way. But anyway, yeah, so I got to know my roommates really well. I got to know Bologna really, really well. And in terms of travel, I kind of stayed in Italy. I really was focused on having like an Italian experience and getting to know Italy and the people of Italy really well. But you could easily, travel a lot of Europe, see kind of the big cities, Amsterdam, Budapest, London, stuff like that. Lots of my classmates did that. So it's all about what you make of it. It's also dependent on your budget. My budget was a little tight, so I couldn't really afford all the plane rides, even though Ryanair has really cheap flights. So I kind of stuck with trains in Italy. But I mean, it's not like you're not just staying in Italy is a bad thing. There's so much to see. The whole country is full of beauty and history. So I know that was kind of a blast of a bunch of random information. Hopefully it was helpful somewhat. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. I'll send an email on this, and hopefully you guys can get that. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited. I think you're really going to love it. It's a great experience, and have fun. So please reach out to me if you guys have any questions.